Hello, I am now live. This is Katie from Crafting Ruby Dreams, and welcome to my channel. If you have never been here before, I focus on planning, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. It has been a hot minute since I have been here. I was at a conference at the beginning of November and I caught COVID. So I've been out of commission for pretty much a month between the conference and COVID. It is much better. I've been asked a couple of times in the last day by friends and family how I'm doing, and I'm doing okay at this point. I would say that I am at about 90%. We'll see how long if I get back to 100%. I hope so. I seem to have recovered mostly well. I never lost my sense of smell, thankfully. Oh, hi, Carrie. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. So yes, I'm doing mostly better. I'm very grateful that I never lost my sense of smell, except for when I was so freaking congested. There was just too much going on up there. But yeah, so mostly okay. I am in my comfy because it's a little chilly and it's the comfy. So thank you so much for asking. It's great to see you. And when you are able to come back or chat or whatever else to see when you come back. So I decided to do Vlogmas this year in a different way, in the same way that I decided to go ahead and switch up how I have been doing the videos on the channel, because editing, I just can't handle it at this point with everything. So I will be doing live streams for hopefully a little bit every day. And the goal is to do what I can. There's going to be days where I'm very, very likely not able to do a live stream just because of timing, namely the days that I have to work in the office, which are going to be mainly Mondays and Tuesdays for the next couple of weeks. And then the fact that I will be going home and working from Chicago for the last couple of weeks of the year to spend the holidays with my family. So with my family, probably again, not going to be doing live streams. But for at least the next couple of weeks, I will be doing live streams. And the goal is about maybe half an hour every day that I can actually do them. And what I'm going to be working through are my 2023 goals. So we can use these sessions if you, depending on where you're at, like little co-working sessions about setting goals and everything. I'm going to be, let's see. Yeah, I have my little checklist of stuff so I don't forget. So how I'm doing, like I said, about 95% better. How Vlogmas is going to work and setting up the 2023 goals. And so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to actually set a timer on my phone for 30 minutes, just because I've got a lot of other stuff that I need to be doing with everything. Just getting ready. We also have some family stuff going on. So been in contact with my mom already today. So hopefully she will not call while we were doing the live stream like she has before. So I am doing the 2022 year-end reflections booklet from MäksēLife. If you want to do this, I believe it's available for sale. If it's digital print for sure. And they are also going to be doing live streams next week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, about setting up 2023 goals. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to join them. They'll be over on the MäksēLife YouTube channel. So I have the year-end reflections, and then I also have my 2022 booklet from the companion notebooks. This is where I put all my annual goals in. And so, yeah, I think first what I'm going to do is do a quick run through, because I've decided for December, I'm not going to worry about trying to finish any of the annual goals that I set for 2022. So if I haven't already completed them, I'm not at this point, unless it's like, there's a couple that I might not have finished yet, but I might be on the verge of finishing, such as my reading goal for the year. So I think I have actually finished this. I counted this up the other day. So, all right, let's move forward with this. So for 2022, the personal goals were to take myself out for a spa treatment of some kind at least 3 times in 2022. I did not manage that. I did manage it once, actually. When I was at the conference, I took myself for a pedicure. And I can't tell you the last time I went for a pedicure, but I definitely need to at least maybe quarterly for 2023 do pedicures, because it felt so good. It was so nice. It was so pampering. It was reasonably within my budget, and I was getting the pedicure done at the Four Seasons in Houston. So I can, as of right now, there is a nail place across the street from my apartment. So I can go there and likely not have to spend as much money as I did down in Houston. But it felt really good. It was very pampering. So I think that's what I need to focus on and adjust this goal for 2023. So I'm going to make some notes on Post-its, and I'm just going to write down personal. And these are just goal ideas right now. Quarterly pedicure. All right. And then read fiction books. And I originally had read 30 fiction books for the year. And this is back when, at the end of 2021, I was still kind of in burnout mode with regards to reading as well as writing. But specifically for the personal area of life, it was with reading. So I figured, I forget how many books I read in 2021, but I think it was maybe 40. Hold on. We're going to be testing. Still have the cough, so that might be, I apologize. But so I think for 2021, I may have read 40 books, or that might have been 2020. But I thought 30 was, to me at that point, a reasonable goal that I could achieve and maybe stretch myself a little bit. And then I got to end of June, and I counted up how many books I had read as of that point, and I had already read 45 books by the end of June. So I was like, okay, I've clearly blown past the annual goal of 30. So since I had read 45 by the end of June, I figured, I'm like, all right, let's double this, and let's put 90, adjust this goal to be 90 books. And I hit 90 books last week. So, and the reason I hit 90 books, because I was kind of like lagging behind. I was going to be happy no matter what, but I was lagging behind. And then as of October, but with COVID, I ended up on a huge reading binge of Kate Nolan books. So if you're not familiar with her, she writes, I would say steamy, small town romance, primarily set in the South. She's got 2 series, two towns that she kind of centers her series around. One is, I believe, Wishville, Mississippi, and the other is, I forget, but it's Eastern Tennessee. So I just really, really enjoyed it. They're really funny, as well as very warm-hearted. And they are definitely steamy. So if you're not familiar with Kate, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat, because she spells her name differently than I do. I've actually known Kate for a while, and I definitely recommend checking her out if you're not already familiar with her and you like steamy small town contemporary romance. So she does have some military ex-military member characters in there, as well as she has a romance novelist. That was actually a really good one. But yeah, check her out anyway. But yes, I went on a binge of reading her, so I was able to hit my 90 books for the year. Redevelop my knitting hobby by working on at least 2 projects in 2022. I did complete 2 projects fairly early on. I probably did finish 5, not finish, work on 5. I think it was about 5 that I actually ended up working on. So, so that overall annual goals, I would say out of 10, I probably was at about a 7. So that's pretty good. So you know what? Because the year-end reflections is, let's see, it does have the their compass assessment. So, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and use the MäksēLife markers. I did get those. I do like them, but they are very inky if you've heard the others reviews. So, taking into account how I did this last year with my stated annual goals and everything, I'm going to go ahead and go 7. I'm tempted, actually, I'm tempted, you know, 8. Because it's one of those, it's like, I think I did pretty well for myself, but it's not perfect by any means, but I did pretty well for myself. Because it was about the goal was refilling the well. And I definitely did that. So fun and recreation, take at least 1 week off as vacation with the intention of rest and relaxation. I did not do that. So that's a big old X. The intention was there, but honestly, the budget was not. So attend Polycon or other romance related conference. I did do that. Create quarterly brunch opportunities. Yeah, mostly did that. So I did a lot better with that than I did with the spa treatments, but the focus was reconnecting with self and community. And yeah, so that's definitely an 8. Would I do that as a 9? No, I wouldn't do that as a 9. This is a stronger 8 than the personal area of life, but it's definitely still an 8. So we'll go ahead and fill that in. And I'm just like filling it in with the markers like that. But there we go. So, all right. So there's that one. Oh, work and learning. Work and learning. I did not put any of the day job. I did not include day job stuff in work and learning for my annual goals because I didn't want to. I feel fairly stable at the full-time job, and I could have and probably should have put something in here about transitioning back into going back to the office because that happened. I wasn't sure exactly what was going to be happening because there was still, when I was doing my annual goals, there was still a lot of stuff up in the air, and we were very clearly working from home. And I think it was April that we finally went back to the office. So I probably should have put a transition back to the office, but I didn't. So I just focused on writing. And the focus for this area of life was build on the foundation, meaning that all of the personal work that I did in 2020 and 2021, between therapy and the strengths coaching with Better Faster Academy, and then working with MäksēLife in Club Mäksē 1.0, I had developed a really good foundation for moving back into writing and doing more of that kind of stuff. So my big, really huge focus goal was to write 1 complete novel for publication. I wrote 2 novels. I wrote the first one I had when I started, I was like, because I'm like, I want to publish this. It, like, for me, if I couldn't publish, would I still write? And that is, yes, I absolutely would still write, but I would not probably be writing novels because that is a lot of work. And what I have come to realize through very direct questioning by one of my coaches, I am motivated by money. I cannot apologize for that, but if I'm going to write novels, it's with the intention of somehow making money with them. And whether it is what happened with the first novel I wrote this year, it ended up being I needed to write that to regain my confidence that I could write a novel. And so it put me back on the path of having confidence and being confident within my writing, being confident within my skills as a writer. And so it served a very strategic purpose. I'm not going to make money from it because it's going under the bed. I might make money from it someday if I choose to revisit that project, but it's going to take a lot of work. And I don't feel that it needs to be doing anything other than what it has already accomplished for me and my sense of self. So it served its purpose. The second book, however, is absolutely going to be published next year. I am working on getting that all set and ready for publication. So I wrote one complete novel for publication. I fulfilled that goal just in ways I hadn't envisioned when I started. So I wrote 2 novels. It's just one was actually going to be for publication because I didn't realize that I needed to have the under the bed version written first to get it out of my system. And I will say the under the bed version is in no way a version of the second novel. They are 2 complete distinct stories. So there was that. And then the second goal was attend a writing related conference or register for a 2023 conference as a writer, because I was not sure when I wrote my goals what was going on, if there was going to be Romance Author Mastermind this year, which is the conference that I attended at the beginning of November, and what I had in mind when I wrote this goal. And so I did attend it. So that served its purpose. And then I also had this goal: grow the Crafting Ruby Dreams community on YouTube and Instagram to at least double. That has not happened. I've made progress, and I'm absolutely happy with the progress, with the growth of the community. But the numbers as of the first of the year, no, I'm nowhere near double for any of these numbers. Actually, the only one that is double is TikTok, and I am being absolutely ruthless as to who I allow to follow me on TikTok. But yes, so but the Instagram and the YouTube numbers, it's not double, but there's been significant growth for which I am grateful. So, and part of that is I also made the very strategic decision that I needed to step back a little bit from YouTube and Instagram, because I needed to put the energy I had been putting into those particular accounts. I needed to put that energy into writing. So, so I'm not unhappy with not making this goal, if that makes any sense at all. I feel like unlike with fun and recreation and personal, where I didn't quite meet some of those goals, and I'm like, this one, I am perfectly happy with not meeting the goal, because I was able to put that energy into something else and make significant strides in another area of goals for that particular area of life. So yeah, actually, I'm going to go ahead and mark this year as a 10 for work and learning, because of just, I can't even begin to describe how happy I am and how much growth I've seen. And I don't want to start crying, because I feel like this is something I could absolutely cry with absolute joy about. But this has been a really wonderful year for me with the writing. And so, yeah. Moving on, family and relationships, deepening connections. Take at least one family-driven trip to Chicago. Not hard. I did that very early on. So yes, managed to do that. And then spend at least 1 weekend a month connecting with family or close friends. I'm sure if I averaged it out, it would probably be a weekend a month. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that done. I feel fairly comfortable and confident within my relationships. So in terms of the energy needed to put into this area of life to make it better, I don't feel like I need to make it better, because I feel like I'm at a stage with my relationships in that it's about maintaining the level of the relationships I do have. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this as a 9. But yeah, so there are some areas of life where I think you may feel like I really want to improve that. I want that area of life to be better. And other areas of life, it's like, no, things are good and I'm happy with where they're at. So if they can stay stable, I'm happy. So for me right now, family and relationships are very much stable. We're gonna go through some changes in the next year, certainly, but yeah, we're doing okay. So health and wellness, stabilizing the physical and mental foundation, because again, did a lot of work in 2021, especially with my mental health, but also I had some intentions at the beginning of the year with regards to my physical health. And the big one was get evaluated for ADHD and could obtain care if necessary. And I did that, and I'm really proud of myself. Maintain routine healthcare appointments and develop a sustainable exercise routine were my other goals. So yes, I absolutely did maintain routine healthcare appointments. And there's actually, just because of some things my doctor and I are working through, there are some appointments that I have not had yet, but I know I will be having in 2023. So I will just probably carry at least the maintain routine healthcare appointments and develop a sustainable exercise routine, because that I didn't really make any progress on. And that is something I really actually would like to do. It's just finding the time and energy with everything else I would really like to do. So I'm going to have to put some thought into that, but I'll probably I'll carry those over into 2023. For spiritual and personal growth, stabilizing the soul foundation. So I tend to focus on personal growth with this particular area of life, mainly because I'm a not super spiritual person. So I just choose to set that off to the side. It's just not a thing that I necessarily put a lot of effort into, because it's just not. So maintain personal development achieved in 2021 through continued work with strengths coaching, Club Moxie, and therapy. I chose not to continue on with therapy, but strengths coaching and Club Moxie, absolutely. Club Moxie, I have not been putting as much work into lately as I would like, but at the same time, that energy is going to the writing. So again, don't feel that bad about that. So explore the use and meaning of tarot in my life. I still use my tarot cards, but I have not done a deep dive such as this goal would suggest. So I'm going to mark that as no, and I don't know that I would necessarily carry it over, except I did get the Ritual Planner, WRITUAL, and we'll see, because I kind of want to actually use that. We'll see how that plays out. So I might carry that one over. And then develop a routine of journaling and affirmations to support my personal growth journey. And for the most part, I've journaled every night in my MäksēLife horizontal. I got one for 2023 to continue that. I have barely done that in November because of COVID. Frankly, I decided I was not going to worry about it. And so I haven't. But yeah, so I mark that as a yes. So, forgot to mark these in the booklet. So for health and wellness, because of all the appointments I've gone to, I'm just going to go ahead and mark that as an 8. I've been good about it. I haven't been happy about it with some of the stuff, but I've been good about like actually going and doing all this stuff and spending the money, because American healthcare. Spiritual and personal growth. I'm also gonna. I'm feeling very 8ish about 2022, where it's really, really good, solid. But other than work and learning so far, nothing that's really like woof, absolutely out of the park for me. And here we go. Strengthening my financial life. For the financial area of life, that was the focus. Track spending to limit additional debt, which had been changed from reduced total debt load by 50%. I did better with the track spending. I will say that. Definitely did better with the track spending. I wouldn't say that I managed to limit additional debt, so I'm just gonna go as a on that one. Work with one of my cousins to develop a sustainable financial plan. That's a hell no. Increase total savings of readily available cash by $5,000. That's also a hell no. I do have an emergency fund though, minimally funded, but I have one. So financial area of life is a good old 5. That's yeah. 5. I did. This is actually more of a physical environment. I did renew my lease, but actually, that actually. All right. So, physical environment, I was creating space for future opportunities. Reduce my office and planning supply collection by half. No, but I will be carrying that over into 2023. Categorize and organize my book and yarn collections. No, that will also be happening in 2023. And renew my lease for no more than $1,950 a month. I might have actually done that. That actually might have happened. Hold on. Let me look this up really quickly. Where's that email account? There's that email account. I had to remember who sends our statements, November statement. Yeah, I did it. Barely. But I actually did manage that one. I'm surprised. Mainly because I'd forgotten that I had actually done that. That's the number I put down for my goal for my rent. Because I was thinking that I might be able to not go that high. When they made the lease offer, they actually wanted $100 more. So I did negotiate, and it was right around this amount. So check yes. So yeah, I'm actually feeling a bit more proud of myself than I was going to. I still, because of everything else and how bad I've let the apartment get in all of the areas you cannot see around. Believe me, this camera is very strategically placed. There's a lot of work that needs to be doing. And so yeah, I'm actually feeling very proud of myself right now that I managed to meet that goal. So, and this is not my physical environment. That is purple. Here's the light gray. So physical environment. How would I rate physical environment? I'm going to go ahead and also, do I want 5 or 6? Oh, this is a hard one. 5 or 6. I'm gonna go with 5 because I'm just feeling the high of of realizing that I did actually manage one of those goals when I was not expecting to go through it. So this is what it looks like right now. So again, this is not supposed to be all equal. It is reasonably equal, but it's not supposed to be all equal. Let's go ahead and review where I was at number-wise. And I'm not doing the individual numbers, but also a quick review of, all right, so here's what last year looked like with where I was at and where I hope to be. And so physical environment, let's start. Personal was a little over 7. I wanted to hit a 9. I got to 8, so not too bad. Fun and recreation, I wanted to get to 8. I was actually a little bit below 7, so I hit that goal. Work and learning, I was just below 9. I wanted to hit 9, and I was at 10, so that was all wonderful. Family and relationships was about 7.5, and I wanted to get to 8, and I rated that as 9. I think, again, that's more because of I feel so stable and in sync and comfortable with how my relationships are. Health and wellness was looks like about a 7, and I wanted to hit an 8, and I hit an 8. So okay, I'm happy with that. Spiritual and personal growth, it was about 6.5, and I wanted to hit a 9, but I got 8. So that's actually pretty reasonable. Financial was about a little over 6, maybe a little over 7. I'm sorry, I'm reading this. Spiritual and personal growth was 7.5, not 6.5. And financial was just below that. So I also wanted to hit an 8, and that went down to 5. Physical environment was 8, and I wanted to hit a 9. And I can tell you that I was still high on moving into this apartment when I did this. So yeah, so that went down to 5. So let's go ahead and figure these out really quick, and let's see where the timer is at. 2 minutes left. Let's see. 8, 10, 9, 8, 8. Oh, sorry. Siri just spoke in my ear and scared the crap out of me. 5 and 5. And let's see what my actual numbers were. And yeah, because I did all those decimal points. I couldn't resist. All right, so 7.125, 5.875, 7.875, 6.625. Oh, all right. 6.5, 6.375, 7. All right. Let's see. So these totals are 6. Here, let me pull out the calculator. And it's a minute left, and I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this since I know this is coming. I want to get through at least this, and I don't need this buzzing in my ear freaking me out again. All right, so we've got, let's see, our total for the year was, did I not do that? Apparently not. Okay, well, anyway, so math, 8 plus 8 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5 equals 56. Let's see. Is that really? Yeah, actually, that probably is correct. All right, let's see. 10, 20, 9, 37, 45. Yeah, that's not quite right. 8 plus 8 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5. Oh, okay. I needed to do one more 5. So 61. That does sound more correct. All right. And then we're going to have, all right, 7.125, because I'm a nerd like this. 875 plus 7.875 plus 6.625 plus 6 plus 6.5 plus 3 plus 3.75 plus 7 equals. All right. 53. Yeah, actually, that is probably correct. 53.75. I increased negative plus 61, 7.25 points from 2022, beginning of 2022 to the beginning of 2023. So overall, my scores increased. The area of life that increased the most is actually probably fun and recreation, surprisingly enough. Weird. Let's see. Because I skipped doing the individual scores. Jen Cabrera on Instagram did a really interesting breakdown. This might have been in her stories rather than in a post, where she did a check-in with herself by redoing these and she saw where she saw growth compared to at the start of the year. And she realized that while overall she was probably about the same, she saw some significant growth within these like individual questions. So these are like pretty good to check in quarterly probably with these. Let's see, 2 points. This is an easy -2. Negative 1.375 plus 1.5 plus 2. This is plus 2.375. This is a plus 2.125. This is a plus 2.125. And this is a plus 0.875. So, family and relationships was my greatest, followed by a tie between fun and recreation. And I'm going to go ahead and just highlight those. No. Let's see. We're going to do, this is fun and recreation. And work and learning. So it's actually, so these because of the numbers and the decimal points, these are essentially, to me, it's 0.25 difference. So technically family and relationship, but also, so one family and relationships. And honestly, I think it was the fact that I was able to get out and have brunch with some of my closest friends. And then like last night, I got to go out and meet my brother for dinner. He was in town for meetings, and we have a good enough relationship that he's like, hey, I'm going to be in town for meetings. I'm like, great. You want, it's like dinner? He's like, well, yeah, why else would I be contacting you? So we met about halfway from where I live and then where he was staying and where his meetings were at. So it was really freaking good dinner, by the way. So let's see, work and learning, and let's see, and 3, fun and recreation. And I will absolutely tell you that for work and learning, how the writing's going, that was, I'm actually a little surprised that it wasn't higher, but the reason it wasn't higher again was because I didn't score myself lower for at the start of 2022. So there was, because it's like I hit 10 and it's like can't really go higher. I'm just that happy with how the writing is going. I'm like literally, I'm exceptionally happy. I can't even begin to describe. Even with having, all right, so the last time I did a video was how to like celebrate the wins, and was celebrating the fact that I just finished the first draft of the book. And I went to the conference like within the week after doing that video. And then I got COVID. And I'm frustrated in some ways in that I wasn't able to hit the ground running coming back from the conference. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that I think I needed to let churn in my brain for a little bit. And the enforced rest was probably a good thing. It sucks that the reason behind the rest, but I'm still really happy with where I'm at. So that's a good thing. And the area of life that increased the least or decreased the most. And that would be physical environment because I already rated myself lower with financials. So, and I can honestly tell you, it's because I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve with getting stuff in order, and environment, not enjoyment. Because I also rated myself higher at the start of the year because of how happy I was to be in this place. And I'm still really happy to be in this place. But I also have to understand that I do not find joy in cleaning. I find joy in things being clean, but not doing the cleaning. I am not fascinated by cleaning. I will say there are some things that I enjoy, like using the dishwasher. But even using the dishwasher and actually doing the laundry doesn't bother me. It's completing the steps of taking stuff out of the dishwasher, even though I can do that pretty quickly once I like actually like make the decision to do that and start doing it. It doesn't take me too long. Laundry, it's putting it away. That's the completion hump for me. So so those two chores I actually, in general, compared to everything else, do not mind. It's just a lot of other tidying and putting away because of the ADHD, executive dysfunction, and task overwhelm. So working on it, definitely working on it. So I have completed this year in review of doing the Compass assessment and then doing these evaluations. So I'm going to go ahead and take those into the prompts starting tomorrow. And so we'll just continue working on this booklet as I can work through it. And I look forward to seeing you all back tomorrow. I will put up a thing probably by lunchtime once I have a better idea as to when I will be finishing up the day job. So probably somewhere in the 5-6 o'clock hours, depending on when I sign in, and then therefore can clock out. So keep an eye for around lunchtime Eastern time. And I'm so glad you all are able to join me for Vlogmas this year and helping me work through getting all my setup for 2023 goals done. I'm really looking forward to it. And this is the focus of December for me, is going to be setting myself up for 2023. And I hope you all have a great time, and I will talk with you later. Please leave a comment as to what you are most looking forward to working on goal-wise in 2023. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. May all your dreams be ruby dreams. I always forget to end that. So take care. Bye-bye.